Good evening, everybody. Many of you know me. Many of you are related to me. Many of you probably heard of who I am. Many of you probably worked with me. Some of you were my friends, still are my friends. Some of you don't really care about me, and many more are spreading rumors about me. Many and a very small percentage of you don't know who I am. Whether you're watching this from the West Coast, East Coast, the Southwest, the Dirty South, the Midwest, in Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Guam, U.S. Virgin Islands, any part of the U.S., or anywhere around the globe, from North America, South America, heck, even in Antarctica, Asia, Africa, Europe, or even the Middle East. I want to tell you the true facts about the stupid town of Omaha, Nebraska, or Nebraska in general. You want to know the facts about Nebraska? I will tell you something. Don't come. Here's the real true facts about Nebraska that people don't want to tell you. One, it's the 12th whitest state in America. Yes, repeat, 12th whitest by race state in America. You don't believe me? Why don't you look it up? You got the technology to prove it if you don't believe me. That's one. Two, Omaha, metropolitan area, more specifically in general, is not as nice as people think. Three, we are rated the top 10 worst in the entire states. Nebraska is rated the top 10 worst for autism support. It is the best of the worst. So number 10, worst. Number 1 is Arkansas. Number 2 is Texas. Number 3, here's the next thing about Nebraska people don't know. We're rated the 25th, right smack in the middle for environment and natural resources. Also, we may be good in education, but we have the highest drug use in Omaha, number 1 in meth, number 1 in heroin, number 1 in marijuana, and number 3 in crack. Even though Omaha is not the top 10 cities that actually drink a lot, Lincoln is one of them, which is the state capital, which people don't know because most people here don't know where Nebraska is on a map, whether you're from a different part of the area of the country. So, even though, like I said, even though we don't have number 1 drunkest city in Omaha or top 10 drunkest city in Omaha, it is Lincoln, which is the capital. But Omaha is ranked this again, and I'll say this one more time. Number 1 for marijuana use, number 1 for meth use, number 1 for heroin, number 3 for crack. That is not an opinion. I had to look this up. I couldn't believe it at first. Don't get me wrong. So don't think I'm not kidding. It's a fact, and I didn't even believe it either at first either. So, congrats. I learned something new today too. The next thing I hate about Omaha, it's a bunch of triggered ass pussies, whether one side of the political party should support anything that they are. Demisexual, non-binary, demisexual, transgender, pansexual, whatever. They are triggered on anything that happens to them. They'll probably glorify a trans species. Well, what's next? Dinosaur now. You're going to identify as a dinosaur. Those political parties don't know what bathroom they use. While the other side of the political party thinks they need 20,000 guns to somewhat protect themselves. Like a rocket launcher. You both suck, Republicans and Democrats. The far left thinks it's okay to burn down a building and riot, while the opposite side thinks you need to be rich and somewhat be successful. One side of the political party, you Democrats, think it's okay to go to college and get the job of your dreams, while the other one is start your bottom, work your way up. You guys both suck. And I'm in Nebraska. Given the fact that the unemployment rate is low, you still can't hire me. I've been unemployed for 16 fucking months, and not one of you fucking stinking, pathetic companies can hire me. And whoever says go apply somewhere, fuck off, because you're just a privileged motherfucker who never had to suffer, and I've been applying. So don't tell me, oh, have you tried this, have you tried that, oh, go here, go there. Fuck you. You never had to suffer as an adult, or even as a child, depending on how you were brought up. To you people that never had to suffer, never had to lose your job, and never had to lose your job during 2 different economic crises, get your cookie. Because there's not people that are privileged like you, and not people that are glorified and have that thing like you. And to anyone that's rich and privileged and thinks they know about sports here, fuck you too. And to anyone who doesn't give a fuck about autism, why don't you fucking get educated about it? Because you people here in Nebraska are uneducated about many things. Sports is one. I'll get to that much later. In fact, I'll get to that right now. You guys only care about two sports. Fucking football, football, or Nebraska football, which I hate the most here. Annoying, uneducated fuckfaces here, majority of them. And the second, golf. We got more golf courses in this state than any other place in the Midwest. Golf. It's either football, you can't even play it anymore, while golf, it's the only thing you can play left. You know what? I want to say this. Stop. You sound so fucking retarded. Husker fuckers. You suck. You jackass. It's not the Huskers that are the problem. It's the Husker fans. Got nothing more to say on that. Now, as far as golf. Why would you want to swing a ball 300 yards and somehow think that's awesome? Go ahead, you do that. But here's the thing. Whoever says baseball is boring, look at football. I went to a football game in Buckerville, Huskers, against Michigan State. Given the fact I was a Michigan State fan because of the college bullshit going on with Payne thing. I don't like that at all. You guys barely beat us. I'll give you credit for beating us. I understand that. I can't change that. But you Husker fans can't let go of the past for like the 90s and the 70s. You think Frost is all this dick riding thing. He's going to make Nebraska get great again. He's the Messiah, Tom Osborne, 9-3 rising, all that gold bullshit. And look what he does, 12-20. You want to call him the Messiah when Mike Riley had a winning season, when Bill Callahan had a winning season. Some Messiah, for Frosty boy. All these excuses. Oh, it's not his players, the refs, the weather. The Big Ten hates us. I'm like, dude, you've been in the Big Ten for 10 fucking years. I don't give a shit what you say because I even told you Husker fuckers in 2010, the last year in the Big 12, that you should not come to the Big Ten. And who forewarned you? This guy, the Michigan State guy. But you didn't seem to fucking get it. And now, look what's going on. Now you want to cry all you want to the Big 12? You know what? Go back to the Big 12. Because Oklahoma and Texas would murder you like they did before back in the day. By the way, I love you when you can't get what you want. And now your freaking athletic director, Bill Moose, is retiring. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I told everybody, well before you guys even became in the Big Ten, don't come. You want to know who told you? Yeah. The Michigan State fan. But here's the thing. I'm not mad that you came. I'm actually happy because before you guys came in 2011 season, which was your first season, not 2012, 2011, when you didn't make the Big Ten championship until the year after, of course. Remember something, guys. At least I didn't get my ass whooped by Wisconsin in a Big Ten tournament. At least I didn't get my ass whooped in any Big Ten tournament. But here's the thing I want to say thank you the most about you Huskers and the Nebraska Husker fuckers in general. Thanks, Nebraska. For what? I'm no longer the most laughable team in the Big Ten. Because here's the thing. We were the most laughable team in the Big Ten until you guys came. So I actually am not mad at you guys anymore. I'm actually laughing at you guys even much more than what I was before 10 years ago. So I want to say thank you. My Spartans are not the most laughable team anymore. By the way, you Husker fans, you privileged bar owners here, you privileged motherfuckers here, they actually somehow either one, your political party's like, oh, I identify as a freaking elephant, dinosaur, whatever, while you other fuckers think Trump is God, you need 20,000 guns in your fucking house to survive, when you probably live on your own with your wife you can't even function with. And the kids are probably out of town. That's all I have to say on that. Now more in depth about Nebraska. It's a bunch of full favoritism piece of shit people here. You do not, to anyone else from out of the country, do not come to Nebraska. To anyone else, anywhere else in living in the country, do not come to Nebraska. It is not good as you think. I'll tell you one thing. The guy that was actually, what was his name? Daniel Tosh, or Tosh.0. I agree with Daniel Tosh.0 on this. He hates Nebraska. I'm from Nebraska, and I hate Nebraska. And I'm not the only one that's from Nebraska that hates the Huskers. I can name quite a few people who don't even give a shit about the Huskers, and they're from here. And most of them are not sports fans. There's some that are, but don't even give a shit about Nebraska either. Heck, there's even Nebraska fans that are Texas fans here, and even Oklahoma fans. And I have met plenty of those people. But one thing I want to tell you about Nebraska. Bunch of favoritism, rich privilege, special treatment motherfuckers here. They don't give a shit about anyone with autism. And before I get to this though, to anyone that says they know about autism, listen to this question real well before you say any fucking word or turn off this video. Question, trick question, how many autistics are there? 3? 7? 2? 15? To anyone that does the following jobs: officer, cop, fire, medical, teacher, therapist, lawyer, judge, construction, any person that says they know autism, thinks they know autism, and that it really doesn't, says they're an autistic specialist but don't know shit, doesn't know anything about it, or anyone that doesn't give a fuck about autism, or anyone that doesn't think it exists. It does, and here's the answer to your question. There are no types of autism. Every single autistic is different. You can glorify a fucking transgender that doesn't even have that actually had a doctor took his dick or pussy and made it become a pussy or a dick. A dick cannot be a pussy cannot be a dick. And what about the mistake that they had birth? I'm like, nobody is making a mistake while birth. God created you how you were created. Now, before you say, oh, hermaphrodite, I'm like, you know what? Hermaphrodites are extremely rare. Extremely rare. I've only met one hermaphrodite in my life. One. And she's my friend, too, and got married in Seattle. One out of the God knows how many times you can be. And by the way, speaking of hermaphrodite, that's natural. Transgender is not natural. You cannot be born with a dick and it can magically turn into a pussy or vice versa. You fucking people are fucking stupid Democrats, and most of you are on that photo. To anyone that says I voted for Biden, I may be a Democrat, but that doesn't mean I vote for everybody Democrat. I vote for person, not party. There are times I voted for a Republican, and there are times I voted for a Libertarian, and there are many times I voted for a Democrat. I will tell you who I really voted for. If people don't know this Democrat, or specifically a classical liberal, because there's a difference between a 2020 liberal and a classical liberal. That's a huge difference compared to what I am. I'm a classical liberal, not a 2020 liberal. You can look that up a little bit yourself. I will tell you this. I did not vote for Biden, and I definitely did not vote for Trump. One's a racist, and the other is a pedophile. And I want to say this right now. Who you really think I voted for? Not Elizabeth Warren, not Jojo Jorgensen, not Pete Buttigieg, not Bernie Sanders, not anyone else. To anyone that doesn't know shit about politics, look up Tulsi Gabbard. She went third overall in the whole entire thing until Bernie and Biden fought for each other. But just remember this, if it wasn't for the George Floyd situation last year, Biden and Bernie would have been the talk of the town. By the way, rest in peace to George Floyd. Glad to know you got your justice with Derek Chauvin. Congratulations on that. He's going to jail for a while. Anyway, here's another thing. With that, back to Tulsi Gabbard. She finished third overall. I voted for her in the primary, and I definitely voted for her as a write-in. To anyone that says, oh, if you don't vote for Biden, it's a win for Trump. Oh, if you don't vote for Trump, it's a win for Biden. Wait a sec. How is that a win for Biden or a win for Trump when I'm the one writing the marker or the pen or the pencil in? You have no right to tell me who to vote for. You can advise me, but your fucking logic, oh, if you don't vote for Biden, it's a win for Trump. Wait a sec. You Democrats, who's in office now? It's not Trump. How is my vote, one vote, going to matter when somehow I voted? Don't get me wrong, I voted for Tulsi Gabbard. Because I'll tell you one thing, Tulsi Gabbard was the only Democrat that I think I actually liked. And not because she's a woman, it's because she knows how to do her fucking job. When she put Kamala Harris in her place for how stupid she was to someone be tough on marijuana charges in the state of California when she was the California state prosecutor, attorney general, she did that tough as nails and then on a radio station laughed while smoking marijuana when she asked the question and she was laughing about it. While somehow Pete Buttigieg, when he someone made stupid shit about the Mexican border and did not know anything about it, Tulsi Gabbard made him silent. When those two actually were, one was put in her place and the other was silent, I'm like, oh shit. So whoever everyone says it's because she's a woman, bullshit. It's not because she's a woman. It's because what she did to Kamala Harris and Pete Buttigieg and made them both look like a fool. By the way, speaking of Kamala Harris, that's why I did not vote for Biden. And as far as Trump, fuck that motherfucker. And as far as you Nebraskans, you all fucking are stupid. I have never seen a bunch of people who are uneducated about sports. They only think about Nebraska football and whenever some other sports doing like volleyball, basketball, whatever. Or golf. You guys don't know shit about sports. And I can prove it to you on another video. But right now, man, woman, or it, get educated because the one thing I hate the most is that this shit, the piercing shit, the septum piercing, that's not cute. That's not cute. What are you, a cow? Because cows have that shit. Yeah, I'm talking about actual cows from the farm, not you guys. Are you a cow? Are you a cow? Are you a cow? Are you a cow? You're an ugly looking bitch, that's what you are. I look better than you, whether man or woman. I'm not saying I'm no perfect 10, don't get me wrong, but I'm definitely no 1. But I'll tell you one thing, I look better than you fucking ugly ass motherfuckers. Goodbye.